Late at night, when most hospitals fall silent, except for the rhythmic beeping of life support machines, the St. Mary's Memorial Hospital sat under a veil of darkness, its long-abandoned psychiatric wing, secured with rusted locks and outdated CCTV cameras that still flickered with static from time to time. It had been shut down for over 20 years after the mysterious mass death of 13 patients and 2 nurses. Yet rumors persisted that something inside never truly left. When the hospital board hired a security firm to install new surveillance systems, technician Ethan Grant volunteered to test the cameras overnight, thinking it would just be another boring maintenance shift. The new feeds displayed on 12 monitors in the control room, sterile corridors, dusty wards, and the decaying psychiatric wing where shadows seemed thicker than anywhere else. At 12:47 a.m., one of the monitors flickered violently, revealing the faint outline of a woman in a nurse's uniform from the 1950s walking slowly down Ward C. Her movements jerky like a corrupted video loop. Ethan, assuming it was interference, rewound the footage, only to find the nurse wasn't there in the earlier frames. She appeared from nothing. Curious, he radioed the on-site guard Paul to check it out. As Paul approached the ward, the lights began to strobe, and the camera caught something horrifying, a patient wheelchair rolling across the hallway by itself, stopping abruptly in front of him. When Paul leaned down to inspect it, the figure of the nurse materialized behind him, her face a hollow blur, and the footage erupted in static. Ethan shouted into the radio, but no response came. Then the audio feed crackled to life, replaying Paul's terrified voice whispering, "She's not dead. She's waiting for the next shift." Terrified, Ethan called for backup, but when he rewound the footage again, Paul was gone and the wheelchair was empty. Over the next few nights, the security footage showed strange anomalies, handprints appearing on glass doors, stretchers moving as if pushed by unseen orderlies, and once, at precisely 3:03 a.m., an entire corridor camera caught a group of ghostly figures, doctors and patients, walking in perfect synchronization toward the psychiatric wing. Local authorities dismissed it as a hoax until the backup drives were reviewed. They showed corrupted timestamps, each ending at 3:03 a.m. When investigators entered the wing, the temperature dropped instantly. Their thermal cameras recorded cold spots shaped like human silhouettes. One investigator found old patient records scattered on the floor, names of the same 13 victims who'd died there decades earlier. Suddenly, the lights cut out. Emergency flashlights flickered on, revealing blood-red words smeared across the wall. "We never left." The team ran, but only 2 made it out. The recovered footage from their helmet cameras showed one of them being pulled into a room by invisible hands. The hospital was sealed again, but weeks later, the city's news station aired leaked clips of the surveillance footage, the nurse's face emerging from shadows, the corridors alive with moving beds, and the haunting screams echoing through the halls. The broadcast went viral overnight, spawning thousands of conspiracy theories. Ethan, who had quit after the incident, received an anonymous package one evening, a flash drive labeled Esther Mary's Night Shift. Against his better judgment, he played it. It began as normal security footage, but halfway through, the screen filled with static, and a distorted voice whispered, "Welcome back, Ethan." Then the camera panned to show him sitting right there, watching himself from the control room. His phone rang with an unlisted number. He answered and heard his own voice say, "You were never supposed to leave." Police later found his apartment empty, except for the flickering monitor still displaying live footage from inside St. Mary's. The timestamp: 3:03 a.m. Every single frame. Since then, new night guards claim that every few nights, when the hospital's exterior cameras activate by motion detection, they see a figure in a 1950s nurse uniform standing by the main gate, holding an old-fashioned clipboard, waiting for her next shift to begin. And though St. Mary's remains abandoned, the security system continues to send live feeds to a server no one remembers setting up, showing the halls lit dimly, shadows moving, and the faint sound of footsteps echoing as if the hospital still had patients. All caught on footage that never stops recording, never stops whispering, and never lets the night end.